Hey, this is Babbling Brooke, and today I'm going to make a video talking a little bit about an experience that I had with a ghost. I was debating whether or not to make this video because I'm pretty skeptical of a lot of things also, but I'm telling you this absolutely happened, and I will be showing you pictures of at least of the aftermath once you hear the story. Okay, so April of 2015, I was over at my mother-in-law's house, and they have one tenant that lives on their property, and his girlfriend was over, and I've become friends with her over the years, and we were talking, and she has kids, and she was talking about that they recently moved into a new home, and well, the house wasn't new, but it was, they moved to a different house, and her kids, ever since they started living there, had been having really, really scary experiences. Her younger son was acting out like crazy, and he was always a really sweet boy. I found it very odd that, I've known this kid forever, and he's always very sweet and considerate and loving, and I guess he had been just completely angry, telling everyone that the little boy and little girl were telling him to do these things, that aren't there. And then her older son wasn't sleeping at night because he was seeing a shadow figure in his room and was terrified of like this cowboy like shadow figure. And this kid eventually, he was showing, and he was having horrible nightmares, and he even drew this picture of like a cemetery with names, dates, everything that he saw in his dreams. It was just really, really creepy. So she's telling me all these things that are happening, and her son actually her older son was there. He was verified that he knew that this cowboy guy's name was Lucas. There's a lot of detail. It was really creepy. Anyways, so I went home, it was really kind of freaking me out, but I went home, went to bed. The next morning, it was the weekend, so my husband woke up early with the kids and let me sleep in and was making breakfast for the kids. And so I was sleeping. I woke up around 10:30 to feeling like someone was burning my arm with a cigarette or a cigar. Like, burning my arm. And this is how I woke up, being burned. It was terrifying. I'm like, what the hell? I jumped out of bed. There was nothing there. No reason for me to be burned. Nothing, I was just sleeping. There was nothing with any kind of heat source, anything, anywhere. I looked at my arm where I felt like it was burning, and there were fingerprints. I was completely alone. My husband and my kids were out in the living room. I was alone in my bedroom. There were marks on my hands where you could see, or on my arm where you could see like 4 fingerprints. And in one of the red lines where you could see that something had grabbed me was a welt where I was burned. Freakiest shit. I swear, this is all true, and I will show you the pictures in just a second. Anyhow, so a couple months later, I was talking to the same girl, and I told her what had happened to me, and she just kind of turned pale because since we had first talked, she had found out her son had told her more details about this guy, and he has a burnt face and a burnt body and hands, like he had died in a fire or something. And that just freaked me right out. I could not, I was tripping. I didn't know, I still don't know what to think of it. But I was curious how many of you, many times we don't talk about this with anybody because people are just going to think we're nuts. I'm really curious to find out how many other people have had paranormal experiences or experiences that they don't, generally talk about. And I wanted to know if any of you guys have had any, experiences with haunting, being touched, being grabbed, being scratched, etc. I'm very curious to see that. So, to see how many people have. Like I said, it's hard for me to even, because it makes me sound crazy, but I'm not crazy, and you'll see the pictures. Anyways, I just wanted to see how many other people out there actually had experiences that don't want to talk about them because, you know, we'll be labeled as a nut job or whatever. But everybody already knows I'm freaking crazy, so I really don't care. But still, I still didn't want to make this video, but I did. I want your guys' thoughts, feelings, etc. about this subject. Please put that in the comments below. I appreciate it so much. I'll end with showing you guys the pictures. So, okay, so this is my arm. You can see the 4 different marks. You can, in this light, you can see the 4 different marks and kind of the welt. This is the one where you can see in the better light. You can see the 4 marks, and you can definitely see the welt there. So leave your comments in below.